One night, one match, and one tragic moment that shook the entire wrestling world forever. A superstar in the ring with Rey Mysterio, and suddenly, life was gone in front of thousands. This is the heartbreaking story of Perro Aguayo Jr., and the night wrestling lost one of its brightest stars. Perro Aguayo Jr., son of the legendary Perro Aguayo, was one of the biggest names in Mexican wrestling. Known for his charisma, wild style, and fearless energy, he carried the legacy of lucha libre on his shoulders. Fans loved him, and promoters knew he was destined to be one of the greatest in Mexico's wrestling history. On March 21, 2015, Perro Aguayo Jr. entered the ring for what seemed like a normal tag team match. His opponent? The legendary Rey Mysterio. The crowd was excited, the energy was high, and no one knew that this match would become one of the darkest moments in wrestling history. The match was flowing as usual, kicks, punches, high-flying moves. Then came the move. Rey Mysterio set up for his iconic 619. As Aguayo leaned on the ropes, something went horribly wrong. Instead of bracing himself, Aguayo's body went completely limp. He had suffered a fatal cervical spine injury. The crowd thought it was all part of the show. Even Rey Mysterio didn't realize what had happened. He delivered the 619, but Aguayo didn't move. For several moments, chaos filled the arena. Other wrestlers and referees continued the match, thinking Aguayo was just selling the move. But slowly, the horror became clear. Perro Aguayo Jr. wasn't moving at all. He had lost consciousness. Medics rushed to the ring, and the audience fell silent. This wasn't a storyline. This was real. Despite every medical effort, Perro Aguayo Jr. was pronounced dead. He was just 35 years old, gone in an instant. The cause? A tragic cervical spine trauma. An injury so sudden, so devastating, that no one inside the arena could believe what they had just witnessed. Moments earlier, fans were cheering, enjoying a match like any other. But within seconds, joy turned into horror. The ring that once symbolized passion and entertainment had become the site of an unthinkable tragedy. A match that began with cheers, ended with tears, and the wrestling world would never forget the night they lost Perro Aguayo Jr. No one was more heartbroken than Rey Mysterio himself. That night, he wasn't just a wrestler in the ring. He was a brother watching another brother fall. For years, Rey carried the weight of that tragedy, even though officials declared it a tragic accident and cleared him of all blame. Inside, Rey still carried the pain. He admitted in interviews that not a single day passes without him remembering. The cheers of the crowd, the sudden silence, the moment when joy turned to heartbreak. Rey has said it himself. He'll never forget that night. Because it wasn't just the night Perro Aguayo Jr. died. It was the night a part of Rey Mysterio died too. Two men who shared the same dream, the same passion, the same love for wrestling. But destiny turned the ring into tragedy. A match that should have been a celebration of lucha libre became one of the darkest chapters in wrestling history. Perro Aguayo Jr. may have left the world too soon, but his spirit never left the ring. He is remembered as a warrior, a fighter who carried the proud tradition of lucha libre on his shoulders. Every move he made, every match he fought, was a reminder of his passion and love for wrestling. Fans still chant his name. Clips of his greatest moments are still celebrated. And his story continues to inspire new generations of wrestlers. Perro Aguayo Jr. gave everything to the ring. His sweat, his blood, and ultimately his life. But legends never truly die. And Perro's legacy will live forever. One move, one night. One tragic moment that wrestling fans will never forget. Perro Aguayo Jr. will forever remain in history, not just for his death, but for the passion, the fire, and the love he brought to the world of wrestling. Rest in peace, Perro Aguayo Jr., gone but never forgotten.